Welcome back to Tom's Garage again. Good morning. It's almost 3 o'clock. Today, pal, we got a Troy-Bilt Bronco. Troy-Bilt Bronco with a Kohler Courage 17. It's a SV 530. She loves her tractor, but she was using it. She turned it off for some reason. She was hauling a little trailer and it wouldn't crank back. Let me show you what it's doing. Let me show you what it's doing. Let me back it up a little bit. Here we go. Look at that. Brand new battery. So we know it's not a low battery. And look here. Engine's loose. Well, let's see if we can get lucky and just make a valve adjusting video. Tighten that engine up too. Let's test this battery real quick. She says she had it tested 3 times already. I just want to do a little quickie test. It don't look like it's about a year old. Well, let's eliminate this possibility because that's the most easiest thing to check first. Let's see, her cables are nice and tight. Got 12 volts. Yeah, it's a little weak. 12 volts. Let's see, let's make darn sure. It's probably a little low because she's been trying to crank on it, and her neighbor's been trying to crank on it, and I've cranked on it. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to come right over here and grab this battery charger, hook it up to a 10 amp charge. Just really make sure it's not just the battery. We want to check the easiest things first, and we don't want to waste time doing something we ain't got to do. Whew. We want to get it done just as quick as we can with the least amount of work as possible. Least amount of work as possible. Okay. Get the drop cord. Hook up the dropper cord. Plug it in, plug it in. Okay. We are on 2 amp. I'll put it on 10 amp charge. Okay. Got it hooked up there on the 10 amp charge. See if that does anything at all. Nope. Let me put it on a 50 amp charge. Click it over to 50 amps. Pow. Okay. Let that run for just a couple seconds. Tell you what, let's get this hood off while we let that battery charge at 50 amp just for a few more seconds. Look, she's got her missing a headlight assembly. That was good over there. This one here's been taped up and taped to the housing. We'll take this, peel that tape back, get this bracket out of there. I don't know why they quit putting disconnects on these headlight wires. You got to take the whole thing out and make sure I ain't got no wires exposed right here. Hope this covered up pretty good. Covered up pretty good. Okay, girl. We'll set this hood on the back of the trailer. Okay. It's been going for about a minute. Let's see if it's doing anything. Nope. So let's unplug this battery charger. We know that's not it. Okay. Let me unhook the battery charger and get it set out of the way. All right, let's raise this thing up in the air. Raise it up in the air. I was also concerned about that needle. May have gotten a piece of trash in it and filled up that crankcase with fuel. But it doesn't smell like fuel. It's not that over full, but it is over full. It is. Ooh, look out, boy. That thing is oily. Oily, oily. All right, I'll show you how over full it is. It's right there. That's about twice as much oil as it needs. So that is our next venture. Let's drain some of that oil out. And it does not smell like gasoline. It don't. Okay. We'll let that drain for just a second. To me, it looks like it was a good half a quart, maybe more. Too much oil in it. Get that oil level down, make sure that's not what it is. That valve cover gasket don't seem to be leaking, which is odd for a Kohler. This is a 2016 model, so it's a good 8-9 years old now. At least we know it has 8 seasons on it. Is it going to be a valve adjusting video, or is it going to be a carburetor cleaning video? Who knows what it's going to turn into? Oh, look there. Looks like it's a little leaky. I don't know. I don't see it leaking now, but all right, let's stop the flow now. Let's check to see how, yeah, it's got a lot of gas in it. A lot of gas in it. Okay, let me stick this over there, and then we'll check the Earl again. Get this out of the way. Okay, see where the level is now. That level is just near perfect. Just near perfect. It's right about there. There's full. That shouldn't affect this thing a bit. Okay, let's see if that was the problem. Too much oil in it. Nope. Looks like we're going to adjust the valves. We got to get this cover off. Get the valve cover off. Can't forget to tighten them engine bolts. Yeah. All right, let's lower this table down a little bit. Okay, we got one there, one there. Should be 2 over there, there and there. And that's basically it. Just 4 little bolts holding the cover on. Let's grab some tools. 8mm. 8mm. Let's see, we gotta have the dipstick taken out. Pop that off. Stick out there. There's one. There's two. And these bolts are all the same size. They're shoulder bolts. One thing I do want to check for is these bolts that bolt this cover, top cover to the engine. Make sure none of these are backed off. Let me grab a flashlight. Let's raise this thing back up. Do something with these wires. Get these out of the way so the ground or the positive cable don't touch nothing. Okay. Let's see. Let's get the spark plug taken out. I want to see if any gas. I want to see if any gas blows out of that cylinder when I take the plug out and spin it over. That'll tell us too if we've got a bolt backed out getting into that flywheel. I don't see any bolts backed out. I really don't. Everything looks pretty good. I'm gonna go around and make sure they're all tight though. You know how they love to back out. The spark plug is not wet. All right, let's spin this engine over. Right there in the spark plug hole. Let's see if anything shoots out when I turn it over. Nope. I can see somebody's had this taken apart before because that's supposed to be a cork gasket. And that's gasket making material. Okay, no big deal. It's not leaking. No big deal. All right, let's grab a 10mm socket. 10mm. We gotta get this cover off. We do. You got 2 bolts on this side, 2 bolts on that side, and this muffler guard will come off because it's blocking access to that valve cover. Blocking access to the valve cover. What did I just do with them 2 bolts there? Keep all the hardware together. Like she's been running into something. Yeah, she's got that kind of pushed in and dented a little bit. You can see that engine is wiggly. Let's go ahead and tighten this engine down. Let's do that. Let's do that now. Should be a 1/2 inch. Let me reach over there and make sure it's a half inch. Turn that way down and just barely hit it with this. We're gonna have to tell her and her neighbor to keep an eye on that engine. I don't want that thing to come loose again. Because once these things come loose, there's such a tendency to keep coming loose. Got to keep a good eyeball on that. Keep an eyeball on it. Okay, that's good. Don't overdo it. Where we at, bolt? Okay, good enough. Now we'll go over here on this side and tighten these 2. Okay, good enough. Nice and tight again. Nice and tight again. So that rules out the possibility of gas bypassing the carburetor and filling up the crankcase. We know the battery's good. The oil level is perfect. No smell of gas, nothing shot out of the cylinder. Adjust the valves. Adjust the valve, my brother. Let's see, what I need to do here is tilt that engine backwards. All right, let me put it in neutral so it'll roll. I want the tractor to kind of follow. All right, we're in neutral. And we'll lower the table. And now we'll raise it back up. Make sure you don't catch any tie rods. Okay. Okay, let me stick this back up there. All right. Now the oil won't be all pouring out when you take that valve cover off. Make sure the camera's raised up as high as it'll go. We'll lower the table just a little bit. That's good. Let's see, I do need to stuff some rags in there because we are going to dribble a little bit. I don't want to saturate that muffler. Look there, that bolt there holding the mufflers on is loose. These engines just vibrate and they're loud, and I tell you. But so far, this was giving that lady some good service. She usually takes it to another shop, but man, we had 3 shops around here this past year closed. It's just me and another fella in this area now. That's why I'm so busy. I could tell this has been taken off and worked on before because of that gasket. That was cross-threaded. I don't know how hard this valve cover is going to be to pry off. That one wasn't real tight. Let's make sure these muffler bracket bolts are tight. Yep. Because that's what holds that muffler stable. Get rid of that. Okay, let's see if we can pry this thing off without hurting it. Hey-yaw. Hey-yaw. Well, they got it glued pretty good. They do. Uh-oh. Let me hit pause. I got to tend to a little bit of money. Okay. Find a good place to stick this thing in here and pry with. See if we can get it pried loose without bending this thing up. Oh boy. They got it glued good. Let's find some more on this side if we can pry. Really not a whole lot of good places to pry. Maybe right there. Let me grab a screwdriver, something a little more narrow. Man, I don't want to bend this valve cover. What I may end up having to do is take my heat gun and get it real hot. Because this thing is glued good. Let me take a rag and wipe some of that dirt off of it. Yep. Heat gun. I can figure out where I put it. What did I do with Mr. Heat? There it is. Whatever it takes to keep from damaging that valve cover. Let me grab this drop cord. Okay, put it on medium. And put it on high. Have to watch out for these lines and that carburetor. I don't want to heat nothing I don't want heated. This is the part where you can go get you some popcorn. Well, you can just smell the heating element inside this thing. This bad boy here gets hot. I got this one at Walmart, or not Walmart, but Lowe's over in the paint department, where they keep the paint sprayers and pressure washers and heat guns. And I bought this one years ago. I forget what I paid for it. It's a Wagner, so it's a good brand. It's hard for me to tell how hot it's getting because I ain't got no feeling in these fingers. I've cut these off on the table saw. All the years I've got so many cuts and scrapes on these fingers, I can't really feel heat really well. This ain't no good places to pry on this thing. I can just get this thing behind it a little bit. I can put some pressure on it. Come on, Mr. Valve Cover, let go. I'm about to get behind his ear right here. There we go. Just slow go. I've already got it bent a little bit. Kind of pick me a corner and just keep working it in one little spot. I'm gonna hit pause. I ain't gonna make y'all sit here for another 20 minutes watching me do this. I'll be right back when I get ready to pry. Okay, I set that hot thing down there, let it cool off a little bit. You can see I've already got it bent a little bit. but I can tap that out. If I do any damage, I want to do it up here where it will be less likely to leak. I don't want to. There it goes. There it goes. I believe we've got her now. Just very little bit of damage right there. We just straighten that out. So things still kind of warm to the touch. There we go. Whew. There's no cork gasket on there. It's just all that. I'm going to go back with a cork gasket, of course. But I'm going to put gasket sealant between the valve cover and the gasket, not against the block. Because it usually leaks between the gasket and valve cover, not the block. So that's good. Alright, let me look over here. See if I've got the other valve cover. I've got to find it. I got it stuffed over here in the shelf somewhere. We'll find it later. Right now I want to look at these valves. Let me get this heat gun out of the way. Set that right there, let it cool off. We'll set Leonard's pony on fire. Okay, let's find top dead center. Ooh, the comprehension stroke. There's two top dead centers. One is on the compression stroke and the other one is snot. So that is the compression stroke. Otherwise, just spin it where this one's pushed open. You know this one's free to adjust. 5 thousandths intake, 7 thousandths exhaust. So let's grab a failure gauge. Grab a failure gauge. Grab a failure gauge. We've got to find, well, I'll just do it at 6. Let's see what we got at 6. That's pretty loose. Let me try it at 7. This thing here's so old it's hard to read. It's a little loose. Stick this back in there because I want to spin it over. I don't want to shoot oil all over the muffler. Okay, that feels a little loose, but what I want to do is spin this thing over. I want to see if the compression release is actually activating. Okay, there's exhaust. Now the intake's going to open so it can suck in. Oh, there it goes right there. There's the compression release. Right there. Little bitty bump. Boop. Boop. All right. Now there's a compression stroke. Right there, top dead center. And then it goes down. Coming up, it's going to blow it out the exhaust. Right there, activated. Then the intake's going to open, it's going to suck in some more. And then it's going to come up and boop, right there where you saw it. And top dead center. So all I'm going to do is try to tighten that exhaust valve a little bit. A little bit. A little bit. I ain't gonna try to hold that. Maybe that set screw and everything go with it. Okay, there we go. Let's see what we got now. That's a little bit on the tight side, which is fine. Oh yeah. Let's try the 6. Let's try a happy medium. There's a 6. A little tight for a 6. All right, I'm gonna put the spark plug back in it and spin it over. See if that helped it. What do I do with the spark plug? See if that done anything at all. Get that spark plug started back in there. By tightening that exhaust valve, let's see if we accomplished anything. Everything out of the way. Set the parking brake back. Put the dipstick back in it. It'll be raining oil in here. Okay, I'm gonna hold the rag over that in case we shoot oil. I just want to see if the engine will turn now. It was going pretty good. I want to see if, I'm going to hook that battery charger back up. Because that exhaust valve is activated. I believe it'll have something to do with that battery. I really, really do. Because that exhaust valve was not that far out of adjustment. Hook up the battery charger again. I'm going to put it on 10 amp instead of 50. It did test kind of weak. Okay. I'm gonna hit pause, put a little charge on this camera. I'm gonna let that charge for about 20 minutes. Make sure that battery is good and strong. We're gonna find out if this thing will turn over. Because now I'm beginning to think it is got something to do with that battery. I do. Oh, y'all hang with. I'm gonna let this camera charge just a little bit. I'll be back in about 20 minutes. Alrighty. It's been about 10 minutes. On 10 amp, let's just see what we got. That's all it is. Just a bad battery. I had to take my boggin off that. Using that heat gun got it hot in here. But that's what it is. It's the battery. It is. It is. Let's go 180 degrees out. That's all it is. Something simple. This was just a little bit loose. I tightened that just a little bitty bit. Could have been a combination. That could have been a little bit loose, causing more drain on the battery, so it may have been a combination. I don't know. But we'll call the, well, actually, I'm going to leave it on a 2 amp charge. This thing is February of 23, so that battery is 2 years old. Like I said, you never get more than 3-4 years out of a battery. Sometimes 2 or 1. So I'm going to get everything cleaned up. Yep. Let me dig over here for that valve cover gasket. I know I got it in here somewhere. I got it stashed somewhere. Oh, that's Tecumseh stuff. Let's see, it's not in there. Here, This is my Kohler stuff. Where is, there it is, right there. All right, valve cover gasket. At least we know we don't have to order one of these. I try to keep at least one or two of everything in here. All right, let me get the valve cover cleaned up. Get all this cleaned up. We'll slap the valve cover, the muffler guard, engine cover, put the hood and everything back on it, call the nice lady and say you need a battery. What was this one, a 230 cranking out? 275, which is plenty big enough for this one-cylinder tractor without having a electric PTO. Okay, but you saw before we began, the tester showed 12 volts, not 12.5 or nothing, but under a load it went down to 10, which shows a sign of a weak battery. That's what it is. Let me hit pause, guys. We'll be right back when we get this thing, get ready to put it back together. Okay, I got the valve cover back on. Now let's get this muffler guard and engine cover back on, and then we'll let it slow trickle charge overnight, and in the morning we'll see how she does. Yeah. Sounds like a day old to me. You can pick old. All right, let's get this cover, engine guard, the muffler guard back on. Get past the deflector. All right. Get the holes to line up. If it'll let us. Got one. There's two. Three. Four. Okay, got that back on. Now let's get the cover on, what to do with it. Pow, there it is. I shouldn't have put that air filter cover back on just yet. Just yet. Okay. Let me back off this air filter cover a little bit. Pull that back a little bit. Stick that screw in there a little bit. Grab my needle nose. Yes, we are. Okay, there's that. Okay, everything's back together. I'm gonna let that gasket and everything cure overnight. I put some more right stuff on there. I didn't use that cork. I wanted to use some more right stuff like the other shop did. It's pretty good stuff. I believe in it. You've got the right stuff. Let's check our blades. It looks pretty good. Looks pretty good. Alrighty. I will see y'all in the morning.